Queen Camilla and Brigitte Macron both looked startled when an onlooker disrupted the silence of the French National Library this morning with a loud sneeze. The Queen, 76, and French First Lady, 70, were looking through an archive of the French comic book series Asterix, when their peace was disrupted. Brigitte, dressed in a long tweed jacket reminiscent of classic Chanel, and Queen Camilla, who was dressed in a black and white dress layered with a fitted white coat, were being guided through the archive when the onlooker let out the sneeze. In response, the pair, who appear to have formed a close friendship, both looked up in unison with bewildered expressions. The Queen and First Lady put on a very close display this morning as they giggled their way through the visit and even enjoyed a game of table tennis together. The cozy display between the two women comes after they shared a sweet moment last night at the Palace of Versailles when Brigitte helped Queen Camilla adjust her cape on the stunning Dior dress. The Queen paid homage to the country hosting her state visit by opting for the French fashion house to create her caped banquet gown. Brigitte also opted for the same designer to produce her elegant floor-length frock with sheer sleeves and gem-encrusted cuffs and collar as she attended the event alongside President Emmanuel Macron. The elegant ladies were a power duo on the red carpet as they joined Mr. Macron and King Charles on the red carpet for the state banquet. In a sweet moment, the French First Lady was pictured adjusting Queen Camilla's bold navy cape on the way into the palace. The state-like foursome were joined by a cohort of exclusive guests at the banquet, including Hollywood actor Hugh Grant. The guests enjoyed dining on lobster, crab and 30-month-aged Comté cheese together. As she arrived in France earlier in the day, Queen Camilla did also pay tribute to British designers, opting for a gorgeous pink coat dress by Fiona Clare. Brigitte was chic as always in a Saint Laurent navy suit with cute detailing in anchor buttons. But at the Palace of Versailles, the pair coordinated, although their dresses were different enough not to amount to a full twinning effect. Much like Brigitte's sheer sleeve on her long Dior dress with bejeweled collar, Camilla's cape allowed a flattering flash of flesh without revealing too much. And the cape's trailing tails provided the drama befitting a new monarch. The lack of embellishment made for an ideal canvas for the royal collection's most dazzling jewels, the sapphire necklace, bracelet and earrings given to the late Queen by her father George VI as her wedding present. Among the celebrity guests, Mick Jagger's partner Melanie Hamrick chose London designer Jenny Packham, actress Charlotte Gainsbourg, Saint Laurent. The latter's choice was natural, she is the face of its new campaign, after all. Photographs from inside the palace yesterday showed the final preparations as they got underway for the state banquet. French President Emmanuel Macron's office said the dinner echoes the state visit of Queen Elizabeth II in 1972, when she was greeted at the palace by President Georges Pompidou. Their visit to the library today came as King Charles made history today by becoming the first British leader to address the French Senate, and used his speech to declare climate change as our most existential challenge. The monarch spoke of the close friendship between the UK and France and the importance of tackling climate change, just hours after Rishi Sunak put the brakes on net zero. Speaking in perfect French, Charles said, "Our most existential challenge of all is that of global warming, climate change and the destruction of nature." Charles was moved to be speaking to the Senate and touched by the welcome he had received on his 35th official visit to the country, but his first as king. "Quite simply, the United Kingdom will always be one of France's closest friends and allies," he said. He also spoke about his mother's love of France, and President Macron's tribute to her as the golden thread binding France and Britain. "My mother died almost 1 year ago today. My family were moved beyond words for the tributes given across France. I can hardly describe how much these words meant to me. I can only thank you for the kindness you showed at a time of great grief." He added, "My mother's gold thread will always shine brightly." The first day of Charles and Camilla's trip started with a ceremony at Paris Arc de Triomphe and a state dinner at the Palace of Versailles on Wednesday. Charles praised France's welcome and added, "It is incumbent upon us all to reinvigorate our friendship to ensure it is fit for the challenges of this, the 21st century." The king is to make a speech Thursday at the Senate in front of lawmakers from both the upper and the lower house of parliament. Charles and Camilla will then head to Saint-Denis, north of Paris, to meet community sports groups and stars as France currently hosts the Rugby World Cup. Saint-Denis, a multicultural, working-class suburb, will serve as a major venue in next year's Olympics. It is also home to the basilica that houses the tombs of French kings. Charles will later visit the Paris flower market named after Queen Elizabeth II and rejoin Macron in front of Notre Dame Cathedral to see the ongoing renovation work aimed at reopening the monument by the end of next year, after it was devastated by a fire in 2019. I look forward to visiting that magnificent cathedral, to see how centuries-old crafts have been revived and passed on to apprentices who are helping to restore Notre Dame to its former glory, he said in Versailles. Charles and Macron will also attend a reception for British and French business leaders about financing climate-related and biodiversity projects. The king will end his trip on Friday with a stop in Bordeaux, the southwestern city that is home to a large British community.